do that again? I forgot that my hair is a mess.
Imagine it's not. It
It's
doesn't
not?
look like it.
What?
No. If I show my run away.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Kiskapades podcast. I have a very lovely guest with me today, good friend of mine. Tell the people your name before we start this off.
Hi, I am Ashley. Ashley Kajuki. I am a student
Yeah,
at Strath.
yeah. And you're actually talking to me. Forget about the camera, first of all.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm a student in Strathmore University.
Mhm.
I make vlogs sometimes, and I have an online makeup store. So I can say that I'm trying to jump into entrepreneurship just a bit.
Mm,
Yeah, that's basically it.
that's you.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
And in a nutshell, Okay. So today, I just noticed a different head wrap today. What's the vibe we're going for today?
Erika Badi.
What?
That's it.
Erika Badu or bad head?
But I know I have a bad headache. But like, we're trying to be Erika Badi with the peace and the chakras and the so,
Okay, yeah, let's go with that theory then. Erika Badu vibe, right?
yeah, the Erika Badi vibe.
So, the Kiskapades podcast is all about the 4 pillars of life. I'm sure you're aware of them, in case you are. Are you aware of them?
I have no idea.
No idea?
Yeah, what the fuck is it? Love?
Health,
Uh-huh.
wealth, love, and happiness.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 4 things that basically just guide us every single day when we leave the house in pursuit of something. Whether it's a job, whether it's someone you like, family, relationships, all those things come to play when you think about the 4 pillars of life. Of course, health. So let's just chop it up and know where you are in life. Maybe it might inspire some people.
Well, I am in life.
But let's jump into just student life. How's that going for you? What's your major right now? What's your course? What's the course you're taking?
Right now, I'm doing international studies at Strathmore University. I made this decision 2 years ago, mainly because I did not like what I was doing before. So before I was doing BCom, still in Strathmore. Then I took an academic break. So when guys were going back to third year, I was just like, nah, let me take my break. Let me figure my stuff out. Let me figure out what I want in life, because that's not what I wanted. And then I went back to Strath and started a new course. And now I'm here. I'm going to third year. Finally, I'm going to finish next year. So I'm excited about that. And student life. I've learned so much these 4 years, because technically I've been in school for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot. Like in high school, I feel like our parents sheltered us a lot. Okay, for me, let me speak for myself.
Yeah.
I was a bit sheltered.
Speak for yourself,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, I was a bit sheltered. So I did not know what life had to offer. Like until I got to uni and I was like, yo, wow, all this stuff is happening.
Yeah.
This is a lot. It's too much. And at some point I could not handle it. To be very honest, so I needed to take a break from people, from life. I take breaks nowadays, but not like, a huge break like that.
Now, what was the pressure that made you actually just take a break? Is it academic or people specifically?
It was a little bit of both. And let me tell you, when you're young, when I look back at it now, I'm just like, wow, I was dumb, I was foolish. What was I doing? But I guess you have to go through some stages in life, because I feel like life is all about lessons, and lessons shape who you will become in the future. So let me just say it was a little bit of both. I can't say that I changed my friend circle completely. I still have a lot of love for the people that maybe I don't. No, it's the truth though. You look at your environment and you figure and you start. Okay, for example, I was going through a lot. Let me just say I was depressed at that time, about school life. So in general, the friends that I had at that time were not helping the situation. In fact, they were, worsening the situation. When someone makes you feel bad about being depressed and you're like, if I could control it, I really would.
In what way though? Let's talk about it. We have time.
Okay.
We have a couple of hours.
Yeah, they called it a white people's disease. They're like, yeah, these are white people problems. Like, why are you having white people problems? And I'm just like, if I could control the chemical imbalance in my brain, I would love. I really would try and change it and become a happier person. So that happened. I can say I was in a relationship at that time, and like being a young female, I was dumb. And it's the truth. I let that relationship become who I was. Like, I was not an individual outside the relationship. It was me and the person I was dating. We were one. Like,
Yeah.
me and losing them was not out. You could not tell me anything. Like,
You're
I had,
married in
yeah,
school, basically.
Yeah, I was basically married in uni. Like, I did not have a life outside the relationship. So I can say also that, like, and then, like, you know, when things just started going bad for me, academically, socially, in my relationship. So everything just started coming down, and I did not know how to handle it. So that's why I took a break. I was just like, I need to figure my stuff out. I can't deal with all of this. And some people are stronger than others. Some people will be like, this, you know, compartmentalize, and, you know, I'll deal with this first. But I don't know how to do that. I've started learning how to do that. Like, if it's school has its own time. If it's friends have their own time. If it's a relationship, the relationship will have its own time, and I will become an individual in the relationship. Like, me and the relationship, I will not become one with the person. I'll be myself. I'll have my own life outside the relationship, and I will have my life in the relationship. That's, I can say, what I learned from that. And let's just say, like, life has become better. Like,
Wait, you're in a... don't summarize everything. I don't know where you're rushing to, Ashley. You have to slow it down.
Okay.
Slow it down, eh?
Okay, yeah.
Slow it down. So, most people say that when you're in uni, like, your first 2 years are supposed to be, like, you know, where you have, like, the most fun. Go out, learn about people, different religions, interact with people. Just, if it's a multicultural, like, kind of like place, because everybody's coming from a different background. So uni should be like, for the first 2 years, how I was advised, like, not basically from my parents or friends, even from, like, just movies that I was watching and everything. I used to watch a lot of college movies before even college, right? So, like, in my head, I had a rough idea of what I was supposed to go and do in uni the first 2 years, which was party, which actually helped me a lot because it built up, like, my social skills, networking skills, all those things, like, now come to play, and how, like, I move on my day-to-day basis. So your first 2 years, I'm just trying to understand, like, you know, because you've tried to summarize everything like 2 minutes so that we can, like, get off that topic.
yeah.
But the first 2 years you get in uni, and here you are, like, even hard to change, like, your course, but just the first 2 years, how was that experience? Forget about, like, just friends and everything. Like, what was your mindset then before you got in a relationship and all these other things?
When I entered uni, like, you know, every first year you're excited.
Yeah.
You're just like, yo, and all these things that I've been seeing in the movies. Wow, I'm finally
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And what they don't tell you about university is that as much as the movies show you that you need to be partying and having a good time, please, guys, don't forget your books.
First year, come on.
Let me tell you, you know, the thing is, in Strat, they grade you from first year. Like, you're from,
Oh, so it will contribute to
your fourth year.
Okay,
so
that's
like,
too much pressure.
So,
then.
like,
Okay.
you see, like, for me at that time, I was just like, okay, I can't mess up. You can't mess up even from when you start school.
So from the word go, you actually have to be on toes.
Yeah, you have to be reading. You have to be at the top. You have to be you have to have your. Can I say shit?
Yeah, you can
okay.
curse on the podcast. You can
Okay.
say anything you want.
Yeah, you have to have your shit together.
Yeah.
Like, even in first year. And at that time, I did not have anyone to tell me you have to have your shit together even in first year. I mean, I thought it was a joke.
Cousins, relatives.
We're all jokers, but we all make it in life. I kid you not. Like, my cousin, like, she had a very, I don't know, like, I mentioned this, but, like, she's a proper joker, and she's passed. Like, she's has a good job. She's an architect.
Yeah.
And I think she's one of the biggest jokers I've ever met.
Yeah, but that's how you cope with, like, life, because, you know, if you take yes, you are supposed to take things seriously, but you have to understand as you grow older and become an adult, you have to know how to deal with pressures. So when something is not serious, you can actually chill back and actually laugh at something.
Yeah, but no, that time you couldn't tell me that. So like I had the pressure for school, and then I told my parents like, you're in first year, where are your grades? And my parents are those people for like, I have to see your grades. Like I'm paying school fees, I need to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then
Did they control the course that you wanted to do?
Yeah, they did actually.
And that's why you...
Yeah, I hated business because I did not even want to be in that class.
Okay.
From the word go. My dad was just like, yeah, you're going to Strath, and that's that. I'm not going for any other uni.
Yeah.
And yeah, of which, like, I get where he was coming from. It was from a place of love.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
just wants the best for you.
But yeah, so at that time, if you ask me then, I used to fight like a lot with my parents, like, yo, man, I hate this school.
Yeah.
Why are you making me do this? And then I did not know. But now that I'm a bit older, I'm just like, I'll actually finish business. I'll become a bit wiser also.
Yeah. And if you're taking that path to entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
no, then it might not make sense, but in future, like now, if you're pursuing like your own like entrepreneurship endeavors and everything, all these things might actually come to play.
That's very true.
Yeah, like for me, I think my biggest issue is like, I studied arts, but I never like took interest in business management or all those other things.
Yeah.
So that's the one course I wish I actually had studied, because then I'd have like so much of my shit like business-wise together. It's now like, even if I have like a big check, at times I don't make the best financial decisions because of that's one thing that I neglected. But now I'm just still trying to catch up because, I don't have a choice. I can still catch up, and so that I understand from like their point of view. And yeah, so yes, they had to take control of that for a minute before you decided.
Yeah, I wanted to switch up.
Yeah.
And then, but now,
Yeah.
now that I'm older, because
Yeah.
it's been 2 years, and I'm like, if I knew then what I know now, you have to make mistakes in life, and that's one thing my mom tells me.
You have to?
You don't have to, but let's use Murphy's law. Whatever will happen, like, has to happen. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be something bad, but if, let's say, the universe or God or life has just set a certain path for you, that's what is going to happen. Like, regardless of whatever choice you make. I think that's what happens, like, normally. Like, if something is meant for you, it's going to definitely come back to
It's
you.
gonna happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. So, like, definitely. So, at that time, I did not know, like, I'm going to change my mind. At that point, I was just like, I hate this course. I'm going to start a new course. I'm going to start a new life. And, do something that I actually love. Fun fact is that I actually wanted to do chemical engineering. I'm more of a sciences person. I enjoy reading. I'm not math and me chini.
Boring.
How?
No, I'm just playing.
But math and me chini, of which is so funny how, because some science, you have to have math in sciences also. But I prefer the math in sciences than actual math itself.
Okay, so those things are important because that's like now the study part.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like now the social life in just college in general. How's that for you? Because like right now, so many students are going through it. Like, we see there is the pressure of, students like even in first year, they have the pressure of like making money in the first year. I don't even understand where that's coming from. Or maybe it's Instagram.
I think it's social media.
Yeah.
I think it's a pressure that social media puts on young people. And it's something that I learned also. Like, don't be in a hurry to make it in life. Everyone has their own timeline.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has their own timeline. Don't be in a hurry to make money at the age. Yeah, you can have that psyche for like, I need to get my shit
ambition.
together. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, don't enjoy your youth, because let me tell you, you will get to 20. Let's say, because for me, I am 22. You'll get 22 and you'll be like,
so young.
yeah.
Man.
I feel like at 22, I feel like I should be getting my shit together. I have.
What?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys have so much pressure. Why?
It's because I don't know.
See, you don't
I think
even
it's
know,
more.
but why?
No, I think it's more of comparison. You see your peers making it,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't want to be left behind. but it's something that I think I had to condition my mind, because to be very honest, my peers are finishing school. Guys my age are finishing school. Guys that I joined uni with are finishing school.
Yeah.
And now, because I'm on my long holiday, I've been feeling that pressure for I also need to get a job, because I can see guys that I started school with are they have their jobs, and they're, they look like they're getting their shit together, and I mean going to third year, and then it hit me now, like when I was in second year, and when like collectively me and my friends were in second year, no one in second year was actually thinking about getting a job. Like, I'm the one pressuring myself. The pressure just comes from yourself to make it, and comparison, and think like social media, like fun fact, like I go on a social media cleanse. Like I feel like I need to delete this stuff because it's becoming a bit too toxic to me, because I end up comparing my life with other people. Like I end up thinking, oh wow, someone is doing this and that, why am I not? Like, I don't have to be on the same level, but like, why am I not at least there?
But let me ask you something. Which 22-year-old has their shit together that you look up to on social media? I want to know, especially in Kenya. Please show me.
No one has their shit together. It's just that at least you have to be seeing the
How old is Kylie Jenner?
20, I think 22 or 21.
Yeah, that's Kylie Jenner. So people stop comparing yourself to Kylie Jenner.
That's
Please
actually
don't.
true. Yeah.
That's what a lot of people I think are doing. Because
But
she has her baby, she has a business running. You're describing Kylie. But in Kenya, 22-year-old, please, I want to meet them. I want to have them on the podcast who has their shit together.
That's true. No one has their shit together.
No.
No one.
In Kenya, I think you have to give it like because our systems are not designed to favor us.
True.
Unfortunately, it's not like in the States, if you're good at this, get into the job market, you're getting paid X amount of money, especially like in arts, money will trickle down if you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
If your business, if people love you in social media right now, in other countries it's working in people's favor. But like in Kenya, you can have people with like 300,000 followers, but they have nothing going on
True.
at all. They can't even sell like anything that you can think of, like even merchandise. They can't even sell it to their people. So you shouldn't feel like that kind of pressure. But then again, social media is not going anywhere.
True. That's why I just have a cleanse. I think that's what a lot of young people should do, because that's what happens. Like you get on Instagram, you get on Snapchat, you get on Twitter, you see this person with a good, of which you don't even know whether it's actually theirs.
Yeah.
And okay, let me start. Let's say for most young people, it's like you see someone with a good relationship, you start putting pressure on yourself. Why am I not in a relationship?
Couple goals. Yeah,
couple goals. Of which, let me tell you a short story. When I was dating, the first person I was dating,
the love of your life.
At that point,
Yeah.
let me tell you, I used to hear you and him are couple goals, like all the time from everyone, and even like people would meet him out and they'd be like, oh, where's Ashley, da, 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 da. And I'm just like, it's like there's like that. Yeah, sour, everything is good on the outside, but you never know what's going on the inside of the relationship. So I think that's number one. I feel like I think the topic should be comparison, because that's what a lot of people do. You compare your relationship to someone's relationship. That's where you go wrong. That's where the pressure comes in and all of that. So I feel like a lot of young people, I don't know, it's just that pressure for comparison. Someone's boyfriend is doing this and that. Oh, why isn't my man's doing this and that? I'm going to break up with him so that I can get someone who can do this and that.
My boyfriend is coming with a small starlet, Mazen, and his boyfriend is coming with a Benzo. And Nani wants us to take jabs every day. Maze.
It's not possible. Like, no, even my mom says, "Ata vidole hazitoshani, you will never be equal."
Never.
No, never. So you live your life as a student.
Yeah.
And for you to make it, like what's it called? You don't need to make it when you're in your 20s, man. Your 20s are for you. That's like
you actually have to.
Yeah. Your 20s are for you. Your 20s are for learning. Your 20s are for making mistakes that will actually help you, so that you cannot make mistakes in your 30s. Your 30s, I feel like now in your 30s, now that's when you should be serious a bit.
You should
be serious a bit. But like your 20s, enjoy your youth, guys.
Fuck shit up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have fun.
Get
so much-
pregnant.
Wait, excuse me. If that's what you want, do it then. But now, like I don't know.
No, but-
as long as you're above 18, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I strongly believe in that. Like in your 20s, just you really need to enjoy life, enjoy hustling, enjoy even being broke. Understand what it means to be broke, so that when like you start making money, you understand the value of actually making money.
That's true.
Yeah. Have you like just in your? Let's talk about like how is it like dating like right now in uni? What's the climate like? Is it like long-term goals? Are people like doing the social media thing? What's going? I don't know. I just want to understand because I know people who are like just looking for sponsors, or if you don't have like a rich boyfriend, what's the climate? Because I know a lot of guys are single.
Yeah.
I know uni guys are not dating, like they can't date like uni girls anymore.
I feel like again.
Guys have set the standards almost.
One thing that I normally say is that
Yeah.
I can't enter a relationship with someone and expect this boy or man, let's say man,
Yeah.
because now I'm old,
Yeah.
to treat me like we've
22.
been married for 30 years, because that's what people look for in a relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, so and so is like boyfriend got her this and that. Sawa, that's the relationship. Now, do you want to go and join that relationship? Do you you don't know what goes on in there.
Yeah.
So like I feel like a lot of guys don't date because of the pressure for I don't wanna date a girl, the standards that have been set. Oh, this girl, then okay, what I normally say also, because someone else, like go for someone that you know you can handle. You
In
know-
what way? Control.
No, not control.
Ah.
No, not control. I mean like
You want-
handle. Like you can't come and tell
Handle.
me that you want to date me, Ati, and then like Ati, you say that I'm too much of this and that. Like I'm too much, like, or I'm too, like, you know, okay.
I don't understand.
Okay, let
I
me
want to
scratch that.
understand.
Scratch
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
scratch
yeah.
that. Let me explain properly. In uni, people, for me, when I entered uni, I was dating long term. Me, if you asked me at that point, I was going to get married to this man. And that was mistake number one, because nothing is ever guaranteed. Mistake number two is that the problem is when we enter relationships, we think of it like a marriage. You're not married to anyone at that point. So you're dating this person, you're in a relationship with this person, but you're not married to them. They can wake up and leave, and that's perfectly fine. And that has probably nothing to do with you. So there's no that pressure for it's like you have children. Why are you acting like you're married? That's the problem, I think. We enter relationships, and some people probably don't even want serious relationships. Them they just want short-term relationships, but people don't. Let me tell you, so a guy who wants you, and maybe they want you for other reasons apart from being with you. Imagine they can even enter a short-term relationship with you just to get what they want, and you probably are looking
What
at
things
it
are you talking about?
long-term.
Financial benefits,
not-
retirement benefits. What are you talking about? I
I
don't know
mean,
what
like-
you're talking about.
I mean, like, men are not straightforward. Like, guys are never straightforward about what they want. So they'd enter a relationship with you just to, get the cookie. And once they've gotten the cookie,
But here's the thing: a lot of girls say that, but if a guy comes and tells you, by then, me, I'm not looking for anything serious. I just want to smash.
I'm not, like, it depends, like,
There is no way you're going to say yes to that.
definitely I'm not going to say yes to that. But imagine if
So
you're probably
somebody
feeling
has
the
to
vibe.
lie. Somebody
No,
has to lie.
But if I want to smash you and you want to smash me,
Yeah.
definitely it's going to happen. But if I don't want to do it, it's not going to happen.
And you see why at times guys have to lie?
But why do you lie? What do you gain from that? Why lie?
Cookies.
But
you
that's-
get a treat. You
But
get a
you
cookie
people
treat.
don't understand the emotional stress that you're actually.
I do understand, but
I-
I'm just trying to imagine like the pressure that you guys, like the way you're saying, like I think the standards are too high. Like for now,
In
if I
uni.
see, in uni, it's crazy because like all the uni girls, like they don't
Well,
want to
don't
date like
say
the
all,
uni.
say more.
A majority
Yeah.
don't want to date like the uni guys because they'll say they're boys, they're mature,
That's very true though.
and they don't have cash as well.
it's leave the money aspect of
Yeah.
it.
You
but-
think the guys are very mature?
Hey, bruh, even people that I know who are old, let me tell you, and don't get me wrong, I think there's a handful of men,
Yeah.
a handful of men in this Kenya of ours
Yeah.
that are mature.
What do you mean?
Let me tell you.
Am I
men-
mature?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, okay.
Like, you
at least I'm
definitely
in
are.
that.
But
Uh-huh.
like most, even like emotional maturity,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like men, sawa, they grow up like, I feel like financial maturity, men are A1
Yeah.
most of the time actually.
Yeah.
This emotional maturity, chini. Yeah, I don't know why. It's like,
In what ways, though?
you know, let me give you an example, like what I've seen even like with my peers or rather my classmates. Like they're like even the topics of discussion that they have, and you're just like, I actually do not understand how you are built like this. Like for example, let's say these stories of rape, or let's talk about the topic of abortion.
Yeah.
A mature guy, someone who's actually, maybe let's say people have different values and norms and all that.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa, I understand.
Yeah.
And all that, but like someone who's actually grown enough and you have an open mind, you'd know that it has nothing to do with the baby,
That has nothing to do with it.
but it
True.
has something to do with the woman. Like it's
Yeah.
all about the woman, because how am I going to stop my life for 9 months and all that? But like for some people, it's like, yeah, like no abortions or the stories of rape. I think rape is the one that I should talk about the most. Like guys would be like, Atishi wanted it, as in what part of no? Someone who's actually up here, you're okay. You'd know
Yeah.
that it's not okay.
Yeah.
But for some guys, emotional maturity just comes very slow.
But-
or even how they handle situations in a relationship. Like, personally for me, I like handling shit right there and then. I don't like this thing, you ignore the problem and it will eventually disappear. No.
Yeah.
For guys, it's like I will ignore the problem and it will eventually disappear.
Yeah. And I mean, speaking of that, like that's why lately we've just been seeing like this girls just being killed by what do you how is it called by the news?
Femicide.
Yeah, it's femicide.
Yeah, just killing people.
Have we gotten to like that
Yeah.
name yet, or it's just like
I think just generally killing women for no reason or just for them being
it's
women.
like a love triangle thing, like there's jealousy and nini, but it's now like, yes, it was a bit on the older generation, but now I think like for this year it has been like super induced on like younger people. I'm seeing more younger people killing like their loved ones, stabbings, and it's just like, is it the pressure, is it the jealousy, is it, I mean, I don't know, but a lot of girls are dying. That's all I can say, like recently, from what I'm seeing on the news. What's your stance on that?
I think
You see, like the guy who was like apparently was sending the girl like cash apparently, and then the girl kept taking the cash, but he was like, she was still rejecting the guy but accepting the cash. And there's one radio presenter who said that she had it coming. I mean, there's a, like, you remember like how Twitter was, like there were so many, and I
Yeah.
think that's the conversation you're talking about. Like, so how many guys were joking about, like there was even a song about there's a guy, there's a crew who chucked a song about, like, you know, using an axe or something. That's the chorus.
That's very insensitive.
Yeah.
First
What's
of all,
what's your take on that?
that's very insensitive. First of all,
Yeah.
resting. Like I watched that girl's mom on BBC. I watched her on TV, and no one can. Like, that's very heartless what people are doing. She even came to learn about the death of her daughter from social media.
Yeah.
People are very heartless for that. Number one. Number two, I think people, not only men, because I think maybe it's because we haven't seen any, you know, women killing men, but like I feel like in general people should know how to handle rejection better. Number two, you can't tell me someone had it coming, ati she wanted to be killed. I feel like everyone has the right to life. Like, you have the right to live. No one has the right to take away your life. And I don't know. That topic is just it's just very sad, and that could happen to anyone. It could happen to your brother. I mean, it could happen. Let's just talk in general. A woman can be also her. She can lose her shit and just go and hack someone to death. So
Yeah.
it could happen to anyone that you know. Can be your and like it, just because it's not your loved one doesn't mean that you should be less empathetic about the situation. That's from that radio presenter's
Yeah.
comment. And then I feel like people should learn how to handle rejection better. And also as females, you know, for me, for example, I'm so scared. Like, I don't even let anyone buy me a drink in the club. If you're a complete stranger, I don't want. Like, why you buy me a drink? For
So that's how guys are picking up chicks nowadays.
Now
I hear
see.
chicks saying that, you know,
Now
if
see.
you're not buying drinks, we can't sit with you.
No, but as in now you buy me a drink and then what? You come and hack me to death, or you follow me, or you stalk me, and then what? I'm dying. No, I don't want it anymore. And it's so funny because if you say no, the man will still he will still find it offensive. You say yes, oh, you owe me this. Like, there's no, women don't have a stand. It's like there's just a target behind our backs telling us, if you say no, we might kill you. If you also say yes, we also might kill you. So what is it?
I get what you're saying, but there was also this conversation about where at this day and age where women are almost like over-sexualizing themselves. No, listen. I'm saying there was this conversation. I'm not saying I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was
They're
just
over-sexualizing themselves, and that's why, like, if you go on Instagram, you have like this Free the Nipple campaign. You have body positivity. So everyone is practically like in a bikini, like they're showing nipple, a lot of skin and everything. But at the same time, there's also like the Me Too movement, where you know, if guys even like just like turn to have a glance of that, it's like you're objectifying women. You're looking at women sexual. Like, just like, let's say right now, if you go on Instagram and post like just a picture of you, the way you're dressed today and everything, how many likes will the picture get? And in comparison to, like, you're with your girls and, you know, you're chilling somewhere, but, you know, maybe have like some crop tops there and some like hot pants. You know how you girls do your thing. Yeah, the body positivity thing, and you post a picture. How many more likes will you get between the two pictures?
definitely the one with more skin will get more likes because we live in this day and age whereby, you know, like, it's fine. May I think may I promote body positivity. Heck, like, I'm one for Free the Nipple.
Me too. I get to see, I mean, not in a bad way, I'm not objectifying. I get to appreciate and support women on the Free the Nipple campaign.
Yeah.
Look at you laughing.
Okay.
You see how
that-
that's been properly structured.
Okay, I see you. Yeah, sure, of course.
I can't be framed for anything. I'm just like, yeah, I completely support it. But I'm just saying, like, at the same time, it's a bit tricky because now how a guy is supposed to, do they appreciate, do they comment about it? How is somebody supposed to react to such a picture?
Let me ask you a question. Let me counter with you that question.
Yeah.
If you go to the National Museum of Kenya, definitely you'll see pictures of our ancestors with their titties out and all that, right?
Yeah.
You want to tell me those men back in the day, they were seeing it. It was right there, right in front of them.
Yeah.
But it was still a crime to touch. It was still a crime to over.
Oh.
Yeah, like, you couldn't just go. Like, rape was actually punishable by being even banished from like the clan and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when people come and tell me, Ati, Sawa, I understand we've been taught about how to dress modestly, and I respect that. But also, don't come and tell me that you can't control yourself. If your great-great-grandfather, who had 20 wives, could control themselves, could control himself when there were billions of titties.
You
right
had
there.
20 wives. That's 40 titties, man.
But, like, you get what I mean, like.
No, but I get what you're
Like-
saying. But I'm just saying, you see, they're in a different, like, day and age. Like, right now, I'm just saying, like, how am I supposed to react to such a picture? Should I compliment it? Should I point it out? Should I support it? Should I be quiet?
You can say nothing if you feel like you're going to say something that's offensive,
Or I'd say,
or if you feel that this is something that this lady.
can I
or girl-
compliment you
Yeah.
about it, or can I compliment them?
Yeah, you can.
Can
be
I say
like-
they look nice?
Yeah, you can say they look nice.
I can write like on the comments like your teeth look nice.
Okay, so like you'd be reaching.
Now you see, I'm just, you know why I'm asking this? I want to know where, because a lot
Where
of,
the
like
line
there's,
is.
there's that conversation where people are like, you're supposed to know, but I really want to know, like from you, where do you draw the line? When people now start giving like compliments about that. I'm just saying.
I feel like it depends with how you know me.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you're my friend, you'd know. Like any decent human being would know that's not how you're supposed to talk. Like, okay, so you can be like, hi, you look nice, just in general.
Come
But
on.
don't
And you have the hashtag Free the Nipple campaign, and then I just say, hi, you look nice.
Well, I don't know. I really don't know, actually. Like,
But you see where I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
okay, and for me, I'm talking from like a very mature point of view. I'm not talking like all that nonsense
From the
about like,
thirst
yeah,
trap
yeah, I'm
point
not,
of-
yeah, I'm not talking about from the thirst trap point of view. I'm just saying like, what's the easiest way? Because now not everybody has this kind of mindset where they can look back and think like, maybe I should post this way. How would Cyprian Nyakundi react to such a picture? You already have the answer. There you go. You see, like
Yeah.
we're all different, but you know there's how somebody else is going to react to it.
yeah.
So it's a bit tricky because you can't teach everyone in every household how to behave. And that's why we're seeing all these little funny incidents where when people are rejected, they don't know how to take it. They actually think like they actually have to kill this girl
Yeah.
or punish or beat them up or just doing something crazy in order to just make a point. It makes no sense at all to me.
True.
Yeah, so it's a bit tricky, but you know, hey, we have to they still know blueprints. Social media has changed everything, and not everybody is sure about how they're supposed to react in different.
But on that topic also,
Yeah.
I feel like with social media, we've come to learn about these things. I feel like they still used to happen, but because no one shed light on them, it just used to be, swept under the rug. Another girl has been killed by, like, a man or a lover or all that. So, but like with social media, it's like, yo man, this man actually did this to her.
And the pictures, real time, you have to you start getting that.
So I can say at least there's awareness about the situation, like about women being killed.
Yeah.
And also that, because I feel like it's like back in the day, the Nyeri women, how they used to beat their husbands or kill
By
them.
mpaka they've toned down nowadays. They're like, hey, wait. I haven't had like a case of someone being beaten in Nyeri
Yeah, so
for the
like-
longest time.
So I feel like for women, all I can say is just be careful. May I walk around with a taser. I don't trust no one.
You have a taser?
Yeah, I have a whole ass taser.
Right now you have
Okay,
a taser?
No, I don't have a taser.
Okay,
'cause I
they've
was
been like,
coming-
yo, you're coming for the
No.
podcast? Like, what?
But like,
What
if
kind of person do you take me for?
No. But like, if I'm going somewhere whereby I feel like I don't know anyone, I carry it. I'm just like, you can never. The streets are not
Yeah.
safe. I'm sorry. Like, with all this happening, the streets are just not safe for
Yeah,
women.
the reason I'm touching on this because it seems to be happening like just around so many like young girls.
Yeah, especially girls in uni.
Yeah, like in uni. Okay, and then now there's also like the thing for sponsors as well, which is also like, because I'm just saying like boy child in uni, like I don't think they have anything. They don't have much going on. Like them, they're just chilling.
Boy.
And like, whoa. Okay, so now, what do you think about like that whole, like, how is it? Because you're in uni right now, and I'm sure like you're seeing it happen like around you. Yeah, like what's your take on like sponsors? Like, is it okay for girls to have like, an old guy who can take care of you, buy you that iPhone X, pay for that trip in Dubai? Need those nice holiday pictures by the beach, nini? And funny thing, somebody, like the other day I was just talking to someone, and like all these girls are just talking about like, how I'm a travel thingy, I do travel here and there. And I'm like, yo, how comes guys are not traveling? If you ask guys that, they'll be legit like, yo, like we really don't have the cash to travel.
That's true.
We really don't have the cash to travel. So, I mean, I'm not saying everyone, but there's that big majority of like girls just in social media, like how they fund for their trips. It's through like the sponsors, and
Yeah,
it's very
true.
common. And we can't
We know about
we
it.
have to stop like just lying to ourselves about like traveling is cheap. It's not fucking cheap.
That's very
Yeah, you okay? And if you have like a savings plan, you can actually save and go for a trip. How many times have you traveled like over the past year?
twice,
Mhm.
actually, both funded by my parents.
Yeah, but you see what I'm talking about. Both funded by your parents.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy. You're thinking about if it's involving like a flight,
Yeah.
return ticket, checking to a hotel, even if it's like cheap Airbnb or cheap hotels, it's still money.
Yeah.
Still probably need like if you're leaving the country, you need to have at least like
Approximately, let's say 200, 300 Gs for you to
Yeah.
be comfortable.
comfortable. Okay, on the lower side, 150.
Yeah.
But you see, we're talking about like 150k.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't tell me like, it's cheap to travel. Like, okay,
It's not.
Yeah.
It's really not.
but you see a lot of girls traveling. I haven't seen any young campus guy like traveling and taking travel pictures. Please, someone, if you know any
Explain.
Kenyans, please let me know.
I think about traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I also feel like girls are a bit, if we're a bit more ambitious. I'm not saying it's right. Okay. And I feel like your life is your life. If you want to get a sponsor, go ahead and do it as long as you're not affecting other people by what you're doing. If you don't want to get a sponsor, also that's fine. You're going to be respected
Oh,
for
so it's still okay to get a sponsor, right?
that. No, if my mom hears this, she might tell me. But me, I don't know. I feel like it's your own personal choice. You do what you think is right for you. No one will make the decision.
But some
for
of these
you.
sponsors are killing girls as well.
I know, and
So, you
it's
know.
very sad.
Yeah.
I'm not promoting it. Yeah, go get sponsors. No, I'm just saying, like, it's your life, sis or bro. You do what you think is right for you. Like, let your moral code speak for you. And that's one at the back
Yeah.
of your head. Let it be like, okay. So
Would you do it though?
Me? Would I get a sponsor? No.
Or even if he's not married, he's just older, but he can pay for your trips, buy you that Chanel bag. No,
No.
no,
No.
no want Chanel bag. You don't want Louis.
It's okay.
Gucci?
Me and my Louis will be when I'm 40. I can buy myself my own.
But I'm just saying, but how many girls will say that? Because, like I'm saying, it's happening, and it's not like a small portion. If you go like right now on social media, that's the vibe. Like, if he doesn't have money, but the only people that you can have access to with that kind of money are people like who probably in their 50s. So somebody who can buy you like, let's say, a phone, pay your rent. That's not somebody in his 20s. That's not somebody in his 30s. A few.
Yeah.
Probably 40s, their mid 40s, 50. They can do that because they have like that kind of income coming
Yeah.
in. They have businesses established and
Petty
everything.
cash.
Yeah, they have petty cash. Say like a trip, so
For them, it's like
come with a friend. Come with a
don't know.
friend. Yeah.
I feel like that whole sponsor vibe. It's like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
How I look at it, it's like, which is very backwards.
Yeah.
It's like if I see a young girl with my dad, I
Yeah.
would definitely flip. I would be like, what is going on? Someone the age of my father. What are you doing, first of all, sir? Shame on you.
Do you have any friends who have sponsors?
My close friends, no. But I do know, like acquaintances, yes.
There's nothing wrong even if it's a close friend. Like
No,
you see,
my-
Kwanzaa,
hey.
you've protected your friends. Like, hey, my close friends.
No, but my close friends don't have sponsors. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
they're dating people their age or around their age brackets. So, yeah. But I feel like that whole sponsor vibe, nothing, what that girl said from that, what's it, Nairobi Diaries thing, she was like, Ati, nothing is for free.
Yeah.
Nothing is for nothing. You're not going to get that $1,000 for nothing. Definitely.
Yeah.
You'll have to do something for it.
And she was very I think that's the smartest statement I've ever had, coming like from just like that whole
Yeah.
show or anything. Because like, if you're getting into this, know what's up.
Yeah.
Don't stop pretending like, me, I just thought I'm just getting this and this. No, she's telling you like you actually have to do.
You have to do some.
You'll do
sick
something
things.
that will cost $1,000. If you
Yeah.
want $10,000, you're going to have to do something that's gonna cost.
$10,000.
Yep.
Is your dignity worth it? May I have pride? I'm sorry. Like my pride is way up there to actually
No.
do something.
Doesn't matter how much you're giving me to suck toes, man. I'm not doing it.
No.
Not doing it.
Mm-mm. Some people, for them, no, I'm not saying that it's wrong for anyone with toe fetishes, but sorry, but like
Yeah,
disclaimers. Nowadays you have to
but-
give out disclaimers
Oh yeah,
for our
true.
generation.
True.
Like you have to be like, we're not trying to say, but also.
Yeah, if you're into toes, man, that's your
That's-
thing. You keep doing it, though. You keep doing it.
It's. I'm just. Well, let me tell you a short story.
Tell me, please. Tell me.
There's this guy that I met 2 years ago at a club, right? And
Did you have to?
no.
Did you have open shoes?
Hey, no. First of all, he was like way older, so like I don't even know what happened. Like
Yeah.
I don't give out my number, so I'd give out my Instagram because
Yeah.
I know like I can block you if I want. Like I feel like my number is so personal.
Yeah.
Like no.
Once somebody starts calling.
Yeah, and they will stop. So homie used to tell me he wants me to send him pictures of my toes, and he wants to see my toes, and I'm just like. Okay.
No, but it depends. Do you have nice toes, though?
Yeah, I do. I'm just saying, like they cute or whatever, but like,
Yeah, you see.
but still, either way, like.
Just found it like strange.
First of all, you're.
He
like
doesn't want to
40.
see anything
Why-
else.
Okay, not 40, but like he's in his early 30s. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, sir. And that now was like 2 years ago, so I was like
Yeah,
20.
yeah.
So it was really weird, that age difference, almost 11 years, and you're
Yeah.
coming at me, being like, Ati, I want to see your toes. Are you mad?
Yeah. At least ask for free nipple picture, maybe. That's a
No.
campaign that's already ongoing, and
Okay,
we're supporting our women, right?
Yeah, we're supporting our women.
Yeah,
Free the
and we're
nipple.
supporting the campaign, right?
Yeah, I'm free. I like imagine I am for free the nipple. Actually,
What is that, by the way?
I just
What's
don't
that?
like bras are just heavy, but mostly free the nipple is for breast cancer awareness.
Oh,
if I'm
okay,
not wrong.
okay. Are you sure?
Let me just check.
Are you
Before-
sure?
before if we can edit
Yeah,
that
because
out.
I mean, it's a campaign that for me, like just as a creator, I'm like, oh, okay, I like this.
I think
like-
it's like no shit.
I don't post
November.
comments. Again, the most I can do is double tap because like, what comment do I leave now without like I don't know if somebody's taking a screenshot for future references so that they can blast you
That's
when you're trying to run for something there that you're busy commenting.
Oh, I don't think it's about breast, but I don't know. I feel like it should be associated with. That's my
I'm
personal
guessing you
take.
should know what it entails though. Maybe it's promoting like,
Oh,
some
it's just about sexuality and women's safety and
Mhm.
reclaiming of women's bodies. So basically, it's feminism.
Okay.
It's just a specific sector of feminism, I guess.
Yeah, well, I
Can we also talk about these Twitter feminists? Because
Yeah.
before someone bites my head off. I feel like the feminism that's presented on social media is not what feminism is about.
What's feminism to you?
It's the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes, meaning like men and women are treated equally,
Mhm.
from what I've learned, in the job sector. Basically, where like me and you are equal in the work sector. Like you'll not get higher pay because you're a man.
Yeah.
Socially, no one will, like, women's bodies are not sexualized. I feel like that's social.
Mhm.
And political, I think representation of women in
In parliament,
in parliament and all
office.
that.
Mhm.
So I think that there's feminism, there's proper feminists, and if you've learnt about feminism, you'd realize feminism is not about fighting the men, it's about fighting the system. Of which I think that's what people don't understand.
There's too much competition for no reason at all.
Yeah, and I know probably people will like bite my head off when they see this, but like if you sit down and you've learnt about feminism and you've gone to a class whereby you've learnt about feminism,
Yeah.
you'll know that it's never about fighting the man. There are feminists like that. There's a branch of feminism that's like that, but
Toxic.
but like it's more about fighting the system, because the system is a problem. Yeah, the system is created by people, don't get me wrong, but it's our work also to try and educate the people on times are changing. We need more representation of this and that. So if you're trying to fight the man, how are you going to agree with the man on how to help you as a woman? You feel me?
True.
So I guess there's that part.
And the Twitter feminists are all about just, don't need a man. A man is like, there's some statements I see, but I'm like, like what happened? And I think a lot of people need to go through personal healing, because somebody went through something and they go online, they lash out and try to make it like a feminist thing, but personally they're going through something.
Yeah.
And I think even now, if you think about it, if you look around and just think about it properly, I was having this conversation with someone, and there's like a huge increase in just single moms in Nairobi. It's like a thing right now. And also like a good percentage of them are like, you know what, I really don't need a man. I don't need anything from a man. I don't think my life has to be complete with. But who doesn't want, like, I know maybe the situation is, I don't know what the situation is like in Nairobi, by the way. Who's going to figure that shit out, by the way? But who wouldn't want like a proper family structure? There's no way I can say like, yes, let's say I have a kid and they say like, I don't need a woman in my life. Like, how does that work? I can't say that.
Yeah.
I would want to have like that nice family setup. What's your take on that? I mean, do you see
about women?
just the growing increase in single moms, this thing of like, I don't need a man?
I think at that point,
Do you dream of having like a nice family?
Yes, I do. Like, I really do want a big family, definitely.
Big?
Yeah.
How many kids?
Okay, in this economy, 4 kids are big. That's a lot.
It's a lot of school fees,
Yeah, that's
college
a lot of
fees.
school fees.
Yeah.
And college, but like, I don't know, or whatever God has planned for me at that particular point. But I feel like sometimes, let's not blame the woman.
Yeah.
Some men don't want to be in that child's life.
How?
Also,
If it's my kid, how?
Imagine not everyone thinks like that. There's some guys who will hear, for example, I don't know that I can say this. I have a sister.
Yeah.
And this man's was, like, when she got pregnant, like, he was all about, I'm gonna stay with you and all that. And then he ghosted. You feel me? Now she's by herself, raising this kid by herself. That's not her fault.
Yeah.
You feel me? So let's not blame it. Sometimes it's the man who doesn't want to be there.
And I think also like that now, like even for her, like in her mind setting, that whole experience leaves her like losing hope like in men.
I
don't know, because I mean, there's a big majority, because of like a lot of single women that I've met who have kids. I've seen like something in common where they almost have like that notion, I don't really need her. But you see, this is one person who's like ruined that experience for you, and now they've left you traumatized with that, and they might still go and do that to somebody else. So it's unfortunate, because like men can't get pregnant, so, and I know people who have that behavior, like they can get you pregnant, get somebody else pregnant, get like 4 or 5 chicks pregnant, and be like, okay, I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah, I'm out here procreating, feeling the earth. That's what God said. I feel like let's start from the beginning. I feel like the family is a very basic integral unit for a child. Like, I'm not saying if it's in a toxic household, I don't think that's allowed, but I think it's essential for you to grow up with a mother and a father.
Yeah.
If it's possible.
If
possible, it's very important, because we tend to learn from our parents. You tend to learn from home. All these things, like, you tend to learn how to be, for a female, you'll see how, let's say, your dad treats your mom, or how a man is supposed to treat you.
True.
And for men also, you'd see how a woman's supposed to treat you in your life. So like, I feel like that's why it's very, very important for people to grow, if possible, if it's not a toxic household, if it's like a loving home, then yes, I feel like it's very, very important. But also, I'm not going to advocate for we stay with men that are going to, like, beat us or treat us badly. Like, you know, sometimes you even think about it and you're like, it's even better for your child to grow up in a household whereby you don't have two parents who are constantly fighting than
Yeah,
grow up in
okay.
a household that has two parents who are constantly fighting. And for
Makes
single
sense.
moms, I feel like maybe I don't know. And sadly, me, I think, for example, okay, not I think, my mom like came from a single mom household. So definitely for her, she saw it important for us to grow up
With that structure.
with that structure, because even I feel like it's not, sometimes it's not even for you, it's just for your child.
If you have kids,
Yeah,
man, I
it's
think it's
just-
a whole different ballgame,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Especially if it's in a healthy home, you know, the house has to be good. That's all I'm saying. Healthy household, not toxic parents and all that. But this whole idea for I can raise the child by myself. So some women are actually they
They're good at that.
they're good at that. I'm all for that. But it's just that I feel like it's still important to just have that fatherly figure in the house,
It is. It is.
or like someone doesn't have to be
Hear that,
a father,
ladies?
but like please, but at least a male figure who can show, like, I don't know. That's from my family studies class. So yeah.
All these things that we're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
they still kind of like just evolve like in a lifestyle that a lot of campers, both boys and girls, are going through. But I can definitely say, like, I think girls are always like way a step ahead because they are forced to mature fast, I'm guessing,
True.
in all situations, because you know, the younger you are, the people who are approaching you are not even like your age mates.
Yeah.
So you're forced to have like those mature conversations, and even just hustling. Girls are definitely start hustling way earlier than boys.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, like just in campus, doing like the to sales things, the promos and everything. Girls are always first hand trying to make money. So the pressure is there. All these things that we've talked about, social media, all these things come to play. But one other thing that we were supposed to like just touch on, yeah, because like we can go on and on about like just campus life and everything. There's just too much, but we also have to like just touch on also like the most important things as well. Like let's just say like things like mental well-being. Perhaps, yeah, I see a lot of young guys going into depression and such things. Why do you think that's like also like a common thing right now, or how do you deal with such things?
I was depressed at some point in my life. I can say I still have my down times, and let me tell you, as much as people say like, oh yeah, like, you know, depression isn't something that you think about. Now that I feel like, you know, it's not something that, you know, you choose. But let me tell you one thing: all this stuff has to come from you. If you want to feel better,
Yeah.
best believe you're the only person that can make yourself feel better. And that's one thing people don't tell you. I'm speaking from someone who's actually depressed, and I still go see a therapist. And as much as you pay for the therapist, like, all the change that happens with you. She will direct you, but she can't necessarily make you, you know, stop being depressed. She'll be like, this is what you're supposed to do. So I feel like it's up to us young people to take an initiative. And I know like it's very difficult. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. It's not easy for you to pick yourself back up and like be like, I want to start doing this. I want to, you know, get out of this funk that I'm feeling. And what's it called?
What?
I feel like this topic is so like over here.
No, it's okay.
So
That's why I'm quiet.
when like depression comes from different things, it can be like because you feel like, but mainly it stems from you and what you think about life and how you think life is treating you. But one thing I can tell people, some people are stronger than others, so learn to be kind to the ones who aren't as strong as you. Some people, like, depression isn't necessarily me being sad and sitting down and crying the whole
Sorry.
and crying the whole
Thank
evening.
you. Sorry.
It's not me sitting down and crying. Like, I can be depressed, but I'm chilling with you here, and you will
Yeah.
know. But me, I go and I feel like shit as a human being.
Yeah.
So we should learn to be kind to other people, and it's a topic for most. It's like a taboo, especially in African households. Like for example, and I mean I can say this. Like when I'm depressed, my dad asks me, "What is making you depressed? What is this? You're not paying school fees for anyone. You're not doing anything. So what is this that is making you depressed? What? People?"
Yeah.
And I think that it's mainly how we take in things that makes us that triggers some things in us that makes us feel like maybe we do not want to be here, or rather we'd rather not even be around people. So me, I can one advice I can give people is that you are the own author. Cliche, I know, but you are the own author of your own life. Like, you will be sad, yes. Life is not easy. Like, it's not going to get any easier. Like,
Yeah.
that's one thing that I had to learn. Like, if I'm sad right now and I'm in uni, like, what is making me sad in uni? And
Those things that your dad mentioned,
Yeah.
he's like, yo, okay,
Like-
so now when rent starts coming in.
yeah, like, Aki, it's the truth. Like, to be very honest, I'm
Yeah.
not doing anything that can say that is overly stressing me. Apart from just living my life as a college student. Yeah, uni can make you depressed, let me not lie. But I'm not saying like, your situation is better, because I used to be like that. If you tell me that, why are you saying that? I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, da 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 da. But let me tell you, being depressed is just you being in your own head constantly, all the time, and you need to change the narrative. You need to change the narrative for that, because no one else is going to change it for you. Like, I can sit down and be like, I'm depressed, and now if I sit down and I'm like, nothing is changing, because I do not want that change. I do not want to change. And like, you get comfortable in that sadness, you get
Yeah.
comfortable in that feeling, and you're not supposed to be comfortable in life. Actually, me, that's how I feel. Like, you have to be constant. Like, you don't have to be on your toes.
Yeah, but at least don't just be.
Yeah, and then like, don't let these emotions, like, don't let it get the best of you. Again, easier said than done. Man's me, it's taken me a whole year, like, to be very honest, to even get to this mindset whereby I'm like, everything is for me. Like, if I want to be happy, no one else is going to make me happy. It's only Ashley is going to make Ashley happy. And that's one thing that people don't get. Like, as much as, yeah, you speak out to your friends are living their life. And I'm not saying don't go and talk to anyone. No, please do. In fact, seek help. If you know you're feeling suicidal, if you know you're feeling like you're getting there, like the thoughts in your head are getting you to that point, please go seek help, go talk. There's even like mental health lines. Even Strathmore has
hotlines,
one. Actually, Strath has one. Like, if you want, you can call them and all that. Like, seek help, but don't be comfortable in
that space.
And I know, easier said than done, and I'm going to repeat that, easier said than done, but like, it's just up to you to change your narrative. It's just up to you to be like, today I'm going to wake up and I'm not going to be sad. Today I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do this and that. And imagine, also keep yourself busy. Like, one thing people don't notice, like, when you're sad, it's because you're not occupied.
You're not doing anything, man. You're just chilled and you're just zoning out to this place where...
like dark places. Like, I call them dark places because those thoughts are very dark.
Keep yourself occupied. If you're into exercise, fitness, tap into your hobbies.
That's true.
And everything. Yeah.
Because when you sit down and those thoughts start getting the best of you, there's no going back. You can't come back, but like, bouncing back from that point, it's going to take time.
So what are your hobbies, speaking of that? What do you do for fun, as in to just ease out this whole stress thing?
Sometimes I go to the gym. Other times I just have a me day, a mini spa day at home, just to because skincare, taking care of myself also makes me feel better. And I draw sometimes, especially when I'm sad. It's very sad. Why don't I draw when I'm happy? But like also when I'm happy sometimes. I wanted to get into painting.
Yeah.
Also, but like that's I think like slowly but surely I will.
You're a good artist, or you do like those matchstick drawings?
No, I actually am. I wish I could bring you some of my pieces, but I'm a good artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to start getting into playing like instruments and all that, but like I feel like it's not too late to actually do things.
Yeah, it's
but
not too
I will.
late. Yeah.
Even-
Just put a bit of
eventually.
interest to it, and we'll figure it out. So how many more years do you have, like in just campus?
2 more. Like
Two more.
Yeah.
But what do you want to achieve, like in those 2 years, apart from like just study? Because like yes, study is important, but what else would you want to take away from uni, just as a student? Because just like we said, like just uni now is like a whole different ball game from what our parents used to experience. For them, it was just like study, you finish, get a job, get married, that's it.
That's true.
And that's why like when your dad is asking you like things about like what are you getting depressed about, it's because like they didn't experience that, so they don't understand exactly what's going on. They're like, Instagram, then why don't you delete it? You don't
That's-
even need a phone. Why do you have it in your phone?
Yeah.
You see?
But this is what is making you sad.
Yeah.
These small things.
Yes. So I mean, what do you want to achieve like just in the next 2 years with all these things that are just going on? Because all campus guys are going through all these things. All the conversations we've had, trust me, they evolve around what's happening like in campus.
Yeah.
All those things that we've mentioned, it's just campus.
What
Even the abortions, I think like a majority of the abortions definitely
That's true.
might be, if I'm mistaken, might be like from just that campus. Because people are still trying to figure like just
themselves
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Are you
So-
pro-choice or pro-life?
I don't know, like I'm not paying attention to it.
No,
though.
but like right now,
Yeah.
like, are you pro-choice or pro-life? The big question.
I'd say it's your choice, man. Cause see, I can't speak for a woman's body. How am I supposed to? I don't know how it feels like to experience that.
Yeah.
So it's up to them, man. It's not. I can't like. I don't understand where you have to say like it's illegal. You jail someone. I mean, I don't know. I really can't speak on it much because I don't understand the experience of being a woman.
Yeah, but like,
And if that's what majority of the women feel, what do a majority of the women feel?
some, like, I think it also depends on how people have been raised, your norms and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah,
But from the way I was seeing guys marching on Sunday, going to stop this for the marriage stops ban. They want marriage stops to be banned because of abortions.
yeah.
So I don't know, but like if you are a woman and maybe the pregnancy is not your choice,
Yeah,
I think you should be given the chance to choose whether you want it or not. I think it's just very important to give people that freedom because you're taking away women's freedom. It's our body.
mm-hmm.
It's my body. If I
But-
choose to keep it,
Yeah.
that's fine. But
Do you think there should be like a limit? Probably.
yeah, I feel like they should be.
It's a because there's some. I honestly think I know people who've done like at least 4 or 5 times. Yes. I'm not lying.
I'm not judging. Like,
I know. Did you see your facial expression? You're like, what? But yeah, I know someone in person who's done it like at least 5 times, and they feel nothing about it. But like for me, I'm like still
I
don't
feel
understand it. But I'm just saying, I mean, once or twice, I don't know. Should there be a limit? You've seen even your reaction. You're like,
I
"Hey,
think
what is she doing?
no. May I think you're an adult? Let me tell you, when you're past, I think 21. Now I think
No,
you're fully
18.
mature.
Me, I think 18.
Nah, let me tell you, 18 you're still a child. As much as people don't tell you that,
Mm-mm.
can you look back and look at the choices that you made when you were
No, but I'll
18?
tell you why. That's only in Kenya. Like we said, just look at other people in other countries. People it's just a mindset that we have in Kenya that, TNT. Kwanza, there's some people who choose to be like mature when they're like 27, 28. And that's why you're saying like you still meet other people who you think are so immature. But it's because of that mindset that we have. But an 18-year-old in another country is like, trying to figure out like the insurance. They're paying payments for their car. They're thinking of getting like a loan to start a business. But we need to create that mindset now, because things are changing so fast. We still can't keep using that excuse that we're in Africa, it's a tiny, things are not in place, systems don't favor us.
But let's get it. The systems don't favor us. To be very honest,
They don't. Yeah.
like I should be working probably at the Samsung store right now as
Yeah.
a uni student.
Yeah.
There's a lady who's working at the Samsung store to pay for her child's school fees. Do you
Yeah.
think I'm the one who's going to be given that opportunity as a university student, or someone that actually has a family to feed?
You might be given.
I might be given, but what are the odds? Like,
Yeah, they're not that. And then they'll be thinking like, hey, this one, even if we hire her, maybe after 2-3 months she
Yeah.
might quit.
yeah,
We're trying to look for somebody who needs this job, because if we give them, they'll stay here and we can.
And in like something I learned in my development studies class is
Yeah.
that we go through different stages of development, and I'm not saying because we are an African country or the third world
That
countries.
Third.
Third.
Okay.
Like people or the third world countries.
Yeah.
Like there are different stages of development, sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because we're in Africa we can't go through them, but like statistics have shown that we are probably where the US was in the 50s.
But that's true.
So we need 50 more years for us to get to where they are
Very true.
now.
Yeah. Because I've met people who are like 18, 19. I'm like, but you seem and you talk like you're 12, because you have like, in fact, 19. And they're like, you're not prepared for life, because if this is how you think, I mean, like, you'll be used, abused, taken advantage of in so many different ways. By the time, like, you're 22, you're so damaged psychologically, you don't even know how to trust, how to do business, how to be in a relationship, how to form friendships. Because, like, even friendships, like, right now, I think there's just so much fake friendships just because of maybe social media. You see somebody, you think like you know them, and you're just forcing, like, people sending DMs to force to be like it's just weird, man.
I think that the problem is this technology thing. We
Yeah.
don't know how to. My friend's mom said that we have relationships only on text. We have relationships
Yeah.
on phone. We
Yeah.
have friendships only on phone. Like
Yeah.
this whole thing of getting to sit down, meet someone. You know, someone can't hide their true self.
Yeah.
Their true self, like when they're here. When you're here,
After like an hour, it's
it just comes out
Yeah.
automatically. But like on phone, I can be whoever I want to be.
Yeah.
So
That's why the podcast is here.
to teach the young people,
Yeah.
to teach everyone. It doesn't
But I've
have to
had
be young.
like a long conversation with you, like for almost like
Yeah.
more than an hour. I'm just a different kind of person.
Now
We're very rare.
oh wow.
Yeah, hold on to that topic before we wind up. I think, is there anything that we haven't really touched on, a campus issue that's going on, and
I think we touched on everything.
we can always like save it for next time, though, right?
Yeah. There's so much to talk about. There's
Yeah.
so much normally happening. So
It's too much. Like, we can't like even put it in a 1 or 2 hour conversation. It's just something that we'd have to save for next time. But there's always one question that I ask people, like at the end of every podcast, and the question is always, what's the one thing that you think you're looking for right now, just as Ashley, and like if you got it, being in campus, it would give you like some sort of like fulfillment, direction, yeah, or kind of like happiness, sort of like almost. What's that one thing that you think you're in pursuit of?
I think inner peace. Like I think I'm at,
Inner peace.
Yeah, I'm normally at war with myself, like a lot of the time. It's not even with other people,
Yeah.
with myself, and I think I need to love me more and like just realize like everything lies with me. Like it's not about other people. I'm my own source of happiness. I'm the only one who can give myself peace. And I guess mental clarity, because I think what goes on up here just affects everything
Yeah.
in your life. So I think just inner peace and mental clarity, those two things.
Okay, very simple answer. Another campus girl would be like, what, I'm looking for money. If I have a benzo, if I have this. But that's a nice way of looking at it, because now if you get all these other things that you're trying to pursue as well, career and everything, you'll still have like a fulfillment, and you'll know how to handle everything differently.
And with a clear mind, you can be able to make that money. You can be able to get that Benz, like you get. Like
you can be able to get that relationship that's actually healthy enough for you. Yeah.
That's actually very true. And love yourself first. Like when you enter a relationship, a friendship, I think that's a first rule, and people forget to love themselves first. Yeah.
It's tricky, right? And but just before we finish up, like what do you look for, like in a guy when you're going, let's say you're trying out, or you're dating, or going in that path of a relationship?
It's been a while since I was in the game, but if I'm looking right now,
what would you be looking for?
Let me tell you, first of all, you have to have healed from whatever you're going through. Don't come at me with your, lack of a better word, baggage from your previous relationship and expect me to heal you. I'm not going to do that. That has to happen separately, away from me. I'd want a guy who knows what they want, actually. Don't come at me and you're also confused. Sir, I'll tell you, there's the door. Don't come here with confusion. We don't like confusion. Also someone who can also give me inner peace, because like a guy can come with everything. This guy can come with a car. Let me tell you, he can come with everything. But if he's not giving you peace, there's nothing there. There's literally nothing there.
But see, there's always that thing that, it's a Kenyan girl's saying that it's always like, I'd rather cry in a Benz than cry in a Boda.
I'll tell you something off camera, but like I would not recommend that. I'm not saying cry in a Boda, but like just like find someone who will give you peace the same way you give them peace. Okay, for me, that's what I think.
The saying is always like, I'd rather cry
kwenye Range Rover.
Kwenye Range Rover.
That's so it's also.
Instead of like smiling in a boda. Yeah.
But if I'm looking, I guess like a guy who gives me peace, someone who knows what they want, like in life, like at the age where I'm at, and I think I'm very mature right now.
Yeah.
And I definitely need someone who
I'm listening.
No. Sorry, I got distracted. But like, I don't want someone who knows what they want in life. Like, don't come at me and think that you're going to come and do it for me. Like, also for me personally, I can't date someone my age. I'm very sorry. You have to be older than me. I'm not too old. Like 2-3 years older than me, that's perfectly fine. Because I feel like guys my age, like them they're not looking for something serious. Very few actually do.
Maybe they're looking for somebody who's serious like you, so that they can settle down.
Stop looking. No, I'm joking.
Stop looking.
I'm joking. No, I just think that a lot of guys my age have a lot of growing up to do. And it's not even guys my age.
Childish.
Like
Kenyan boys are childish.
Like,
Kenyan campus boys are childish.
Like I feel like I don't know. Like this might sound very bad, but I can't. Like you have to at least be working something you're doing. You can't have a campus mentality like me. Like we can't both be in uni.
Let's go turn up, smoke some weed, chill.
But I want you to also what am I, what are you? Like show me new things. Show me things that I don't know.
Yeah, somebody can teach you something.
Yeah, you can teach me something. Like it's a proper relationship. Like I can teach him something, he can teach me something. But like now, I'm not saying
that's what sugar daddy. That's where sugar daddy is coming.
No, not those ones. I've said a few years old. Not CG. Hey, those ones will teach me what. What did they do? Probably they did before 844. What was that system?
I don't even remember. I don't know what it is.
But yeah, just I guess someone who's a bit okay. I'm 22. Let me not lie. If you're coming at me, come at me when you're established.
Yeah.
Don't come at me thinking that like yeah we can grow together, but we like to be very realistic.
Yeah.
Hii mambo ya guys. Me, I'm not saying that you can't grow together. You can.
Want guys who are changaing for Mzinga?
No, this one, guy. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, like.
Okay. What
but
are you
I'm
saying?
just saying, like, if I'm dating someone, I feel like you. I don't know. I'm just for me. I know. Like at 22 months, by 24, 25.
Yeah.
I need to have figured my shit out when it comes to relationships, and I'm not saying that's the timeline. That's the timeline that I set for myself.
Yeah.
And I know what I want. I have a whole list actually. Like I meditate on about what I want in a guy and all that. And if you cannot feel 99.9%, that 1% is
99.9.
yeah. Okay, 90% of that list.
Sheesh.
Like
Okay.
if we get into the nitty-gritties, I might sound very picky.
Yeah, but it's all good. As long as you're providing the same for the guy as well,
Yeah,
at least 90.
definitely, yeah.
You're bringing in your 90% game, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
nice.
for now, I am not looking. I'm just looking, like for now I think I need
Just
to
chilling,
love.
you're still like, just
Yeah, I'm just
taking a
loving,
break.
Yeah, I'm loving myself first. I'm not, like I came out from a very long relationship. I did not know how to be by myself. I still don't know how to do that. I still feel like I need this.
Who messed it up though, you or him?
It was collective.
It can't be. It's always one person. There's no that thing of like at oh,
It was
it's both of us.
It was, you know, when there are a series of mistakes from both parties,
Yeah,
and it just ended up being a bit toxic.
it wasn't healthy.
Yeah, it wasn't healthy for him or for me, and it's not like we hate each other. No, we're actually like friends, but he's moved on. Me, I'm doing my healing, and yeah, like I just
He already has another one.
yeah, like I've
Wow.
been saying. First of all, that story is for another day because I was
Wow.
petty when I found out who it was. But
Oh
it's
wait,
okay.
a friend.
And yeah, an acquaintance, like someone who was like, but like we're not gonna put that on the
No, yeah, we don't have to.
Yeah, but
we can
like-
save that for another day.
Hey, that one was petty. If we're not putting that part. But yeah, like someone that I knew, someone who was just like, yeah, I wanna be your friend, da, 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 da. And then like kidogo, I find texts from her, like they're texting each other. And then like I got really mad that day. Wow, I was pissed off. Like that's how I cracked my phone, to be very honest.
Sorry.
So I was mad. I was just like, I'm done being taken. Like I can't do this. Then he's the one who actually ended it with me, and he did that. He's done that so many times, and I was just like, you know what? At this point, you do what you think is best for yourself, because me, I'm done. Like
You're trying to keep this together.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't know. I don't believe, like, me, I believe in karma. I'm not, but I'm not going to sit down and be like, yeah, karma is going to come at you.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't a bad person, to be very honest. And I just think.
Of course he wasn't. He broke up with you enough times. And you couldn't get the point.
No, let me tell you, he broke up with me. Like, as a funny thing is that we would break up and he'd be the one to come and like make up with me. So I was getting very confused.
Yeah, like what's going on?
Yeah, like,
What's
and you
going
know,
on?
like that was my first love. So definitely, I was a bit vulnerable then, and like this is the only person I ever knew. So I can say that, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Like, I did not know life.
Oh, how it can
outside.
function without
Yeah,
like just
that
somebody.
relationship. So
Yeah.
now that I'm learning that, I'm like, yo, this, like, you know, it's going to become better. Nowadays I don't cry like I used to, but now I don't cry. Now I'm happier. Like I don't see this person and I feel spiteful, or like I hate it. Like, you know.
What
like,
about
there's
their
no hate.
their partner?
Kwanzaa, she's not even in the country.
Look at you, Kwanzaa, the face you make. Kwanzaa, she's not even. Like,
No,
okay,
I have
so
no,
it's okay.
hate,
No,
hate,
listen,
no
it's
hate.
okay. Your facial expression is gonna show on the camera,
No, we're not putting
so
it
it's
on.
all
Like, I
it's
will
all
sound
it's,
like
it's
such
all
a-
good. It's
such
all
a
good.
spiteful ex-girl.
We're good. Forget about that. We're good.
Yeah.
So let's just say it's a wrap for this podcast. We can save like anything else for just the next,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug that you have going on and where people can find you on Instagram?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at ashley.wk.
Mhm.
I'm going to start uploading videos again on YouTube. First of all, this
Yeah.
guy is like the best person ever, because he's just like, yeah, do it. And I'm not.
Do it.
yeah, it just gave me motivation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to start doing that again. I think I'll just leave you with the name when the video goes up.
I'll post the tags and everything.
Yeah, and then I have an online makeup shop. It's called Lime Cosmetics. If you want to pre-order things also from the US or from makeup stores abroad, we are the plugs, and we still have makeup here also. So yeah, and on Twitter at Wamboyk. You can come. Let's laugh on Twitter. Let's make stupid jokes. Yeah.
Be her peace.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. Another epic episode of the Kiskapades podcast featuring Ashley. If you're tuning in, make sure you just subscribe to our YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Castbox. In all those platforms, you can listen to audio versions, and YouTube, you can get the full video snippets and the full episode on every Saturday or Sunday. Yes. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for coming through.
Yes, thank you.
Goodbye, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the Kiskapades podcast. Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Okay, now it's refused.
Okay, goodbye, guys.
This is so much fun.